Let's talk a bit about your election. As you said, the economy was front and center for you. Energy prices, in particular, you focused in on. In New Jersey, they're up 19% over the past year versus 6% nationwide. I know you want to declare a state of emergency day one, but what does it actually mean? How quickly will prices come down?
So the state of emergency will freeze rate hikes because there are some rate hikes that are set to come into play in the next several months. And I'm not going to allow those to be put on the back of the New Jersey ratepayer. And we see that the can has been kicked down the road by too many people. So the utility companies have already come to the table and say, okay, let's negotiate those rate hikes. We have money that comes in through the BPU to defray the cost. But what's really going to also happen is very quickly I'm turning to adding a lot of power to our grid. Right now, PJM, that's our regional grid operator, has really screwed up the market for various reasons. And so every electron we produce in New Jersey will defray the cost of electricity we have to buy on the market. So that's why immediately I'm going to cut through red tape and permitting delays to get solar done. We're going to continue to build out battery storage. And then in the first budget, we will expand modernization of our natural gas facilities and in the long-term nuclear.
You said on CNN this past week that there's a feeling working people have not been heard and that there's too much caution and mediocrity in the Democratic Party today. What did you mean by that?
That as I was talking to people across the state, thousands of people, they wanted to see an agenda to get their costs down and something that was going to take place quickly. As I said, I'm not writing a strongly worded letter. I'm not doing a 10-year plan. I'm on day one declaring a state of emergency. Not just because I'm furious that, as too many people have failed New Jersey ratepayers, that the costs are being dumped on them. Yes, that is a huge problem for me that I'm addressing. But it also, I think, conveys that sense of urgency that I feel to work for the people of New Jersey so that they know that this is a day one issue for me. They also want to see somebody, though, that has their backs because they know that these tariffs are raising costs. They know that the one big beautiful bill is going to take away their health care. They know that attacks on the Gateway Tunnel project are going to raise costs here and really cut into job opportunities. So they want to know that whoever's governing is going to be focused on governing for them, not a party of one like Donald Trump.
Well, your criticism there was of fellow Democrats, as I understood it. But let me ask you about Speaker Emeritus Nancy Pelosi. She just announced that she is going to be leaving Congress. When I spoke to her last on this program, she indicated that she knows it's a problem recruiting new candidates, in part because of the environment we're in, including just how nasty our politics are and the security threats. And she said that's discouraging, in particular, women who fear the impact on children. What do you say to those considering for office right now? Are you seeing that female candidates are fearful of doing what you just did?
Well, we worked very hard here in New Jersey to really build out a future and an idea that's going to bring everybody in and really working hard to keep people safe. Public safety is a huge issue for me and for people across the state as we double down on our constitutional protections, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, etc. But it is a scary time. I remember right after I won my primary, the assassinations in Minnesota took place. And here I have 4 kids and I'm suddenly thinking, oh my gosh, am I putting them at risk by running? Yeah. But what I think most of us are weighing as moms, if we're candidates, is what does my kid's future look like if I don't run? And that's on balance. I think people are choosing to run. I see women across our state running. We have, people newly getting into races and also some of the great, powerful women in our state continuing to serve. So I don't think it's dissuading them, but it certainly is on our minds as we are thinking about how are we going to keep our families safe as we are running for elected office.